Okay, so I'm surely going to be selling this boat. This has been the family boat for a long while. It's Swordfish. This is a GP14. This is sail number 4050, built in 1963. The boat is a home built. There's no maker's plate on it. If you actually look underneath and have a look at the structure, she's really doubled up. Whoever's built her has decided that she was going to be a big solid boat, and it's probably why she survived all these years really. The structure is absolutely brilliant. The hull as solid as anything. I think I've done another video showing without the boards in. You can see how clean all the bilges are, how solid it is. There's hardly any repairs down there, and the ply is excellent. You can see down here on the keel, it's super solid really. There's absolutely nothing wrong with her. Structure wise, she's brilliant. It's unbelievable. She's so old and the woodwork's in such good condition. The hull is. The deck isn't quite as good. It's a bit of a fight sometimes for the deck, just to keep the deck looking smart. But I put a new rear deck on during lockdown. I've done quite a lot of work on it at lockdown. Actually, the idea was that I was going to sail it again, but it's just not going to happen really. The family boat isn't really the thing for me now. Family is just getting too old. I did buy this boat when my son was a toddler. He's now 17, so I've had this boat a long while. I've really looked after her. She is super smart. She's been everywhere. She's been basically on every lake in the Lake District. She's been down south. She's been down the Midlands. She's done CVRDA events. She's been a resident of Liverpool Sailing Club for quite a few years until recently. So she is actually kitted out for river and estuary sailing really, and with her weight and her status as a family boat, she's a cruiser really. A cruiser with the emphasis on family cruising and the emphasis on safety as well. I'll go through that anyway, but I'll just talk about the hull first. Just go through and just have a nice view of the hull. I have done some work on over lockdown, just tidy the paintwork up a little bit. Just put down a bit of the varnish. I've just redone the boards and polished the brasses up. You can see there's the wood stock. She's all nice and clean. You can see it does look smart when all the brasses are all clean. I do like clean brasses, call me old fashioned. I do like to keep all the shiny bit shiny. Maybe it's because I'm into old motorbikes. I don't know. Just have a walk around on the hull. You can see how good she is. It's even got the brass rubbing keel band thing. It just looks great. It's fantastic. Proper forestay thing, whatever that's called. Bolts screws forward. What else on the hull? Okay, yeah. So she has a Samson post, which is a handy thing for towing, anchoring. It is a proper Samson post that goes right down into frame number 1. Screwed right down on the bottom of frame number 1, so it's really solid. That it's actually handy for towing as well. You can actually get a bit of downward force onto there. She's got a huge amount of buoyancy, much more buoyancy than the recommended class amount. She's got a huge amount of buoyancy. She's got an extra large bag there. The bag's actually a bit too big actually, so sometimes you have to let it down a bit to get everything in, the mast in, but I'd rather have too big a bag and have it a bit underflated than one that's bursting at the seams and has not enough buoyancy in. Anyone who's capsized the GP knows that you've got to have that buoyancy up the front, because they just dig the bow in once they're full of water and you can't sail it away, so it's a problem. She doesn't have any bailers in, auto bailers or scuppers in. I've never really liked them. I found they just leak and I've never really found any use for them. They're good for getting rid of a little bit of water when there's a good wind, but the boat's got a lot of water and you can't get any speed up anyway, and so they're fairly useless. Never really got on with them. And there's no scuppers in the transom either. They're completely and utterly useless. They just let water in. I've never found them any use whatsoever. I found a good crewman with a bucket works miles better. But anyway, that's me. So the transom's completely clean. Okay, she's got a clip on the rudder, on the pintle there, What else? 2 great big buoyancy bags in the back. That area is clear. I like that area actually clear actually for maintenance, and it's quite good storage as well. You can put in the hamper or the cooler in there and just go in the back there. I did actually have a bag in the back. You can see the loop for it. I found it was fairly useless. If the boat capsized, it didn't really work anyway. Most of the bag was out of the water anyway. It didn't work. What else on the hull? Oh yeah, okay, so she's both the foils have got quick release cleats on them, both the rudder and the centre board. It's got a quick release, so it's for sailing in shallow water. They're really useful. I'd recommend fitting them to any boat, especially if you're sailing in shallow water. The idea, of course, is that this flicks apart and it lets the centre board up, and the whole boat doesn't go heeling right over the end of the centre boards and capsizing when you hit a sandbank. So absolutely brilliant. So that's on both of them. The centre board's got friction on it as well, so if you're just sailing on lake sailing, you don't really need the shock cord onto the cleat. It works just fine on the friction. But if you're in heavy weather, sailing in heavy seas or river sailing, I tend to like to cleat that centre board. There's no way it's going to sneak up on you. It's well cleated. Look at the lovely brass pin, if it can get out. Talk a little bit about the trailer. Okay, so trailer's is homemade like the boat as well. Well, I don't know if it's homemade, but it's specialist made. It's a proper combi. Absolutely rock solid. I don't know what size this is. I think it's a 2.5 inch bar or something. I don't know what it is, but it's certainly solid. The combi trailer is very solid as well. It's got this 1.5 inch main bearer on it as well. It's all triangled up. It's really solid. I've completely repainted this during lockdown. I might just give it another quick coat before it goes out, but it's all been completely down to undercoat and repainted again black. Completely took it back down to the metal and redid it all again, so it should be good for years. It's got a nice steady here for 2 people. This is quite handy. You can use 2 people to get it down to the water. About not very high, extra high mast steady, because this trailer is actually designed for use with you can see that, now you can make that out. It's designed for use with SUVs and 4-wheel drives. There's an extra long drawbar on here so that you can open the door, and this is really extra high as well, so that it clears the car. So this is really useful. If you've got an SUV, family car, you can still open the boot. You find with most the little trailers that you buy, you can't open the boot because the mast steady's too close to the back of the boot. Got a really heavy duty jockey wheel, secondary coupling. So the trailer is, as I just said, it's not an 8 inch, it's a 10 inch. The mini wheels, they're actually mini wheels. Absolutely brilliant. Really towed this bag with big solid mudguards on here as well. In suspension units, 2 in suspension units each side, with big, really heavy duty brackets on here. So it really is a big solid trailer. It's designed to be towed all over the country, and that's what we've done with it, and it's been towed everywhere. And the tyres are alright, they're not cracked or out. The wheels probably seen better days. Whether the wheels could just do with another coat or another set. As I said, they're just mini wheels, so they're fairly easy to get hold of and not that expensive either, so it's probably not even worth trying to paint them really. Just get another set and powder coat them and it's done. I have taken the wheels off when I did the trailer and re-greased all the bearings. All the bearings are great. The trolley wheels are good, and she just sits on 2 bed things. See how well that's supported, super well supported. And the kingpin just needs cleaning up. I will sort that kingpin out, put that back together there. What else to say about the trailer? That's the trailer really. It's designed for SUVs, and it's designed to be family holiday trailer really, just to be towed everywhere. Never really got on with the little 8 inch wheels and get punctures in them. And of course this will take some extra weight as well. He knows when we went on holiday we threw all the kids stuff in the back of here, put a tent in the back, and even the kids' bikes and everything can go in the back of the boat. That's how we used to go on holiday. Really sad to see it go really. It's been a family thing for nearly 20 years. Okay, just be careful, there's no floorboards in at the moment, so just so we can show the boat. But here's the step, as solid as solid as a rock. I'll give that a bit of a clean up. It's a bit mucky down there, but it's super clean, super solid. I mean, what else can I show you while the boards are out? Lots of hinges and locations. I haven't put the buoyancy back in yet. We'll pop all the buoyancy back in, pop the floorboards back in, and there you go. Oh, I'll tell you what you can see is that there's the reinforced transom for the outboard. There's no hatch in it because I redecked it, so that's all new deck that. So I didn't put a hatch in. I never really use the outboard. Never really found the need for the outboards. More trouble it's worth, the weight and stuff. I tend to find that 2 oars and 2 paddles is pretty much what I need, really. Don't need anything else. You can see how solid she is. So she's so clean underneath. Bilges are really good. Always have been. There's no bailers in here or anything like that to leak. No scuppers. The boat's been kept in the 20 years I've had her. She's been kept on the trestle, so the mast step's excellent. There's just no rot. The floor is brilliant. She's had a couple of repairs. Looks like there's a repair here, across here. There's a repair up there. Over there on the port side. What else to say, really? You can see that. You can see how thick her ribs are, and they're all doubled up here. These are not in the plans. You can see all are doubled up. I think these are standard size, they're 7/8, but these are inch. So you've got absolutely ridiculous strength there. So all the rigging's all in good condition. I've checked all this. This is all absolutely spot on. There's no loose strands or anything on the rig. Tension by high field. The boat will take absolutely loads of tension for an old GP because she is so big and solid. So don't be too afraid of just whacking that tension up a bit. She will take it. I've had no problems with it. She's really tight as well. There's hardly any water in it. She hasn't been in the water since before lockdown, so hopefully everything's still just fine. But she never ever really leaked when I had her. Not even enough to warrant having bailers in or anything, even to sail all day in a whole day's cruise. She wouldn't let in any water. What else is included with the boat? Already mentioned there's 2 paddles, a big one, a small one. There's the extra reef and lines. The main sheet is Tuffnell blocks in keeping with the rest of the boat. All good condition, nice big thick main sheet. It's a really good one, nice and comfy in the hand. Like it. There's no jammer or anything on it, just a straight sheet. Plastic baler. What else? Already talked about the anchor. There's a trestle. I don't need this trestle. This trestle can go with the boat. It's always handy for keeping the boat up. If you don't put a trestle on, all the water collects in the mast step. I've always used the trestle when I've stored the boat, and the mast step's always stayed in good condition on the bottom of the boat. It's not rotted out. Point on the rigging for the mast and stuff. So it's all wire halyards, and that's just the except the mainsail. Of course, the mainsail's not wire. It's got two positions up here. One for your club beargie, which never really seems to run. The other one here goes onto here. This is for the mast float, so we can run it with a mast float. Quite an expensive piece of kit, really, for what they are. It's just basically a small buoyancy bag. But the way it's rigged is that it goes through a loop here and it goes through a loop here, and when you haul it up, it's tight against the mast. So there's no way there's no way the boat will capsize, really. Well, I've never had a capsize. To be honest, she doesn't really want to capsize anyway. I never really had the need, but when I had young children, and that's when I had the mast float on, never really found it. But I guess maybe in some heavy weather it's worth doing. You've got high waves or something like that that might push the boat over and you're in deep water. The mast float's It's another bit of buoyancy, another bit of a safety feature. An expensive one as well, really. It wasn't cheap to sort all that out, and the rigging and the line. By the time we got all of that, I think it come close to about 100 quid.